Welcome to Conversations from the Barn at Everwood Farmstead. These are casual chats with visiting artists, creaky barn, bugs, and all. Enjoy.
Hello. Welcome to Conversations from the Barn. What an incredible evening we've got in front of us tonight here in early summer, actually right on the solstice weekend. We just avoided being taken out by a tornado, I think. We've survived.
You're being a little dramatic, Chris.
Well,
it was a thunderstorm warning.
I mean, we were getting warnings on our phone. The storms were coming. We're delayed by
We delayed
2
our
hours.
podcast
That's
because
right.
of it. So this is probably the latest we've ever done a podcast.
It's true. And not only did we survive, but the grass and all the leaves are plump with water and the birds are out. And we just heard 2 owls having a conversation like right over there. And so it's a perfect setting to close the week with our friends. We're really excited to hear how your week was. Would you, the two of you, introduce yourselves and kind of your art form and what you've been working on this week?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Jason Weidemann, and I'm a writer and an editor. That's my day job. And this week I've been working on a fantasy novel, and it's been wonderful. I made incredible progress, and it's just been absolutely incredible.
I'm so glad.
Yay!
I'm Tyler Schnese. I'm a choreographer, and this week I've been working on getting into my own body. I usually work with dancers, and I was my own dancer this week. And I made 2 solos while I was here, which are very tender, and I really love them. Really been exploring making work for myself instead of for others, which is sort of new for me and fun and hard a little bit sometimes.
I drove in last night. You were in the barn, Tyler. You were right towards the front of the door, like perfectly centered as I was driving in the driveway. And you just stuck a pose with like what, a movement. I mean, like 16 years later, I'm still like, fuck's sake. Like, I mean, God, like what's my life? Like I drive into my driveway and there's a dancer like with a perfect form in the middle of the doors with the this chandelier behind him. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. That was my welcome to the farm last night.
Yay.
14 years later, it's still ridiculous.
There's still moments of awe. So thank you for that.
Well, it's felt on my part too, just like being in this space, like very filled with awe. Just even like behind you is just like, at 2 days I shut all the doors. I was like, I can't. I have to.
Don't want to be distracted.
Yeah, I have to close myself off a little bit. It was like a little overwhelming day one, like just all the beauty, and I was like, I have to isolate a little bit to get my gears going. And then Thursday, I was like, we'll open it up, and then I felt like, yeah, because I finished it. I finished one of the solos last night. Probably you were watching me finish it. And then the second one I finished today. And I was like, now I'm ready to take it in as I go. Because I also realized like I am never going to do these solos again, like in this space probably. And that was a little sentimental. Like,
maybe?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I was like, the next time I do these, it's going to be in a very clinical white walls, mirrors setting, so it's very special. Yeah.
Talk about space for both of you.
Yeah, because you've been wandering, like that your relationship to space has been. I've kind of been here in the barn.
Yes, I have been writing all over the place. My favorite spot was out facing the Three Sisters house, facing west. That is my favorite view. I love this space. I have written it at this desk a lot, facing out. I usually write in the same place, in the same chair in my house, and being able to move around having the chickens come up to me while I was writing in the yard and sort of cluck away and give me some subtle encouragement. It changes the way you approach the words on the screen or on the page. And I really appreciated that. I felt more exploratory than I have before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, you got words of encouragement from the chickens, but you also admitted to me earlier today that you were giving the chickens some encouragement as well. Jason and I went to get suited up to go into the bees, and 3 chickens just bolted right at him, right towards him. And I was like, wow, I have not, they're friendly, but I've never, and he's like, I've been slipping them some corn all week.
Yes. I mean, that's like,
You got to know your audience.
Yeah, you have to sort of prepare
there.
them. You do have to prepare your audience. No, the chickens have been lovely. I grew up with chickens. I think they're really sweet and gentle little animals, and they have a lot of personality. And there's a lot of animals on this farm that have a lot of personalities. So it's been really wonderful. I feel like they have given me encouragement deliberately. That might sound weird, but I feel like it's a very encouraging, creatures on this farm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
had words for the bees as we left as well. Words of encouragement for them. You didn't give them corn, but you applauded them and said, "Keep up the good work, ladies."
Did I? Okay, good. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they have made some.
It's important.
They have made some delicious honey that I have enjoyed since I've been here.
Yes.
So yes, please do keep up the good work. So,
Yes, ladies.
yes. Well, I was telling Bill about this practice in Western Europe called telling the bees. And it was very important in households. There was a major family event, a death, particularly a death, but a marriage, a birth. You would go out to the beehives and tell them what had happened, reassure them. Otherwise, there was a fear that they would swarm and leave. So it's called telling the bees. Going out to let them know someone had passed or a new baby was on its way. So,
Wow.
Never heard that before, have you?
No,
I'm gonna look that up.
I'm going to be talking to them much more now.
Yeah,
are,
it's like, I got to
exactly.
tell them some things before I go.
they're excellent confidants.
How about
Truly.
space for you?
Yeah, this is a space with a lot of texture. I've also been really into aromas here, like the prairie is one of my favorite spots to just smell, just breathe out there. And the barn as well. Closing the barn, you smell some of its history, versus opening the doors, and that's been really interesting. Because usually, for dance, making space, you just don't have any texture. The people in the room are the texture. It's just mirrors. It's a marley floor. It's ballet bars. It's there's just nothing. And then also for me, I grew up in Wisconsin, but I haven't made a dance here probably since I was making dances for my mom, in the living room, So it kind of felt like that, being in here, making a dance on me for myself to music that I like with no rules. It was kind of a rewind in a way, and special that I'm not in an unfamiliar place. It's where I live now is very different. The topography is so different to the Midwest, but yeah, to be here in the country, making some dances for myself, that was very special. Also, I grew up half of the time in the country, but I was not allowed to express myself in those spaces. I had a strict religious parent who was you have to be into wrestling, which kind of gay, sorry. It's men wrestling up on each other, good stuff. And then also he was just you have to be into cars, and so there was no space for art or dance, definitely not dance. And so to make a dance in the country was, kind of cool too. Maybe some reclamation happening. I don't know.
Kind of a homecoming a little bit.
Yeah. I think it felt that way. I mean, my mom's picking me up tomorrow.
My question is,
so funny.
Will you show her one of the pieces?
Maybe if she wants, she would probably want that.
Seriously, you're going to say
I would be
you're gonna
too.
say
I'll be so
probably?
nervous.
We've known your mother for like 3 minutes. She'll beat down the doors to see you do that.
She'll probably cry. I don't know. Yeah, but it's funny. She hasn't dropped me off for anything since I was like 16. I don't know. Like
It was pretty sweet.
it was. Yeah,
was really
It's a
sweet.
very sweet experience to be close to home that way. Yeah.
I'm curious, when you both got here and we had talked about your intentions for the week, Jason, you were working on finishing a project and Tyler was working on starting a project. And I know that you both have been in excellent dialogue the entire week. And I'm just wondering, how is the experience at this phase in your projects different from other times that you've been starting or finishing?
Wow. That's a big question, actually. I cannot compare any of the feelings I've had here to very many experiences I've had before. I think I came here with a more narrow vision of what I wanted to do, and very quickly that expanded. It became about making room for more imagery, trying to think less in words and more in images or in symbols. Those kind of became my goals, and the writing worked after that. I did end up sort of plotting out the 3 endings that I'm considering for my story. And I made really good progress, but I'm not going to measure my time here in how many words I edited or cut. That's not the main takeaway from this. And I thought it would be. I wanted to be I'm going to start the week here, and I'm going to end up way over here. And I did. But I'm not measuring it that way. That's not what I'm taking away. Yeah.
We had some great conversations this week about number one, what comes up a lot, what does productivity look like, but the stretching of time and space and accomplishment and progress, that there's something that happens when you definitely get out in nature, maybe come to Everwood, that it warps all of that stuff. People talk a lot about, is a week enough? Is a week too much? And there's something that even happens for me as we live here that I don't even get a sense of week. It feels like something else when you step out of the city and the kind of the markers of regular time. And I hear you kind of referencing that a little bit in what progress felt like for you this week, that something kind of warped a little bit.
I think I would measure the progress in how expansive my imagination became here. And it's interesting because Tyler and I, very different genres, very different modes of creating. But one of the things that we have in common is we're both helpers of other artists. I edit books for my full-time job. I spend a lot of time helping other authors achieve their goals. You are an educator. You teach dance. And so moving away from that sort of mode where my time for myself might be a thin sliver during the day that could often get taken over or sort of colonized by other events or needs. To let that just fill an entire day, and a solstice day where the sun rises at 6 and sets at 9. The richness of time is, it's invaluable.
Yeah. It is. I similarly came in with what I thought was going to happen was XYZ. I thought I was going to produce. I have things in mind, projects in mind. And then, yeah, it just all kind of fell away. And I did the things that I thought I was going to do. I knew I wanted to make a solo for myself. But the way that it happened was so not what I was expecting. The quietness, the listening, like really the soaking in the environment, like that doesn't usually happen. But it just, I don't know, I'm very spongy. And so, yeah, letting myself go to, say hello to the bees and the goats in the middle of my day. Like the first day I was like, am I allowed to do this? Like, am I allowing myself to do this, to walk away from being in the process? But it's also been like a work shift, but also like a personal shift of like, that is part of the process.
I was going to say, everything I did this week was part of the process.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. And I think with being so involved in other people's work, me with students, you with writers, like, we are part of someone else's process, and they're part of our process. I mean, I learn a lot from my students and just from working with dancers. But it was overwhelming to just learn from myself and you all and, like, the place this week. And that was very helpful for me as, like, a person. Yeah.
What would you offer to an artist who is debating? Can I take a week off to focus on a piece? What if I take a week away from my family? It feels like a lot. They're doing the math in their head. Can you help them understand the actual equation?
Do it. Nike, just do it. Yeah. I feel fortunate to have summers, so I have like a break in my year every year. And so I feel like a little bit like a weirdo that way, that like I have time to do things. But I think landing here, and I remember getting the information that like some people struggle when they first get here, and I was like, I'll be fine. I work, I make work. But I feel like for me, I really rubbed up against myself in a way that I was not expecting that first day. And that is what I would say is like really nutritional for me. Was like, I was like, I really needed to come up against my critic, my analyst, in a space where it's just me. And I could have asked you all, can you come and give me feedback? But I was like, I want to give Jason space to be in his process. And I also feel so grateful to have met Jason, and like we're friends now.
Yes,
and we're going to hang
friends.
out.
Yes.
You know, like when I fly through Minneapolis. Yes. And like that's another thing, is that like connection, and like I feel like checking in at the end of every day and in the mornings, like really valued that as well as part of a process. I don't know if that probably didn't answer your question, but I would say just do it, and it's possible, and make plans for the people and pets that you love, and they're going to be fine.
And the people and pets that you love will want this for you too, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's so much about American culture these days that really wants to shrink down our time to imagine and dream and make art. Those things are not productive. To play, to dream. Those things don't generate a lot of money for other people. And to get to a point where you can say, like, no, I actually deserve this. I actually deserve this week.
That's a bold thing. It's
It's hard.
here,
Like
right?
it's sometimes hard to embody that. But dream for what you want to dream. Ask for what you want. Because there's so many forces that are trying to tamp that down for so many people.
Yeah, we love like a black and white. We love lines, borders, etc. You could just go down the list. Dualities, binaries. But like, I feel like this week I really let myself wander, in many ways. In the space, in myself, in my mind, in conversations. And when talking about Tolkien, we both love, and isn't that the quote, not all those who wander are lost?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's been a wandering week in the best way.
And the week allows you to do that.
Yeah.
I think if it had been a day or two, then it would be more like, what time is it? What have I, how many hours have I sat at this desk?
Yeah.
You need more than that to wander, I think, to really wander and get lost. You need more time than that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to bring back with you into your practice, into your teaching, into your editing, into your personal practice?
We've talked about this a little bit.
This is the big question. This is Jason, you have to have the all-knowing answer for me.
It's all on the
Well, I don't.
on the line.
I mean, I want to bring the sense of space and expansiveness. I don't want to go back on Monday back to that sort of thin sliver of time for me. I usually write in the mornings, and then work takes over. Afternoons, evenings, I'm tired. It's about binge watching TV and having dinner. Here I was able to write and create more throughout the day into the evening. I'd like to be able to do that. I learned more about how my brain works in the evening, and there are certain things that, maybe the evening isn't for creating, but it's for editing or for, journaling. And so, yes, what I'd like to do is try to maintain more space for myself in a week. Yeah, and I'm also going to take this view back, this view of the west, of the Three Sisters house, and then those sort of the curl of the crop lines behind it. I'm going to remember that, I think, and conjure that when I need to remind myself of what that feels like, I think.
Yeah. I got some helpful tips on what to do when you see deer on the road from these two. I'm going to take that back. Don't speed up. Slow down. My uncles told me to speed up. I think they were wrong.
Just like driving on ice.
You honestly got the advice sometime to speed up when you see a deer. I love that.
Just go. It's okay. They always told me I'm going to confront my mom about it tomorrow. But other than that, I think it's that thing of I'm making work, and I love to make work for other bodies, for other people, but that it's valuable for me to also make work for myself and in my capacity and where I'm at. I'm not a professional dancer anymore. I used to do really fantastic things with my body. I don't do that anymore. But that in what I do have here, that is a rich landscape that can feed myself. And that's enough, but also maybe other people, and sharing it outwards. And so, I really want to be brave to take that time for myself, to be in a studio, to be bored, to be frustrated, to be wherever I'm at, and just commit to an hour or two of just me time with my body and some ideas and maybe a song and maybe a barn if I can find one. I don't know.
Sounds like you both connected with your bodies in a new way this week.
Yeah, I would say the first few hours I would describe as like washing the brain. All those voices arguing, why didn't you say this in that meeting? This person, you didn't get back to this person before the day ended on Friday. Just letting that wash away. It took a few hours. And my mind has been so just non-argumentative since I've been here, Even that inner critic has been softer, easier to talk to, easier to take care of. So how I carry that forward without a big barn and goats to visit every day and beautiful breezes, well, that's up to me to figure out,
Do people sleep well here? Is that a thing?
Yes.
I've been sleeping so well. I've been saying to Jason, I don't really understand.
What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I thought maybe there's something in the water. Do you guys put, I don't know,
No
melatonin?
We finally have to admit it. Someone's called the question.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell you later.
Okay.
No, it is. It is a frequent thing that people share with us is the sleep is off the charts.
Yeah.
Like they've never slept this well. I wish I could say we invested in like 800th word count sheets for the beds, but it's not that.
Maybe one day.
It might be the dark. It might be the quiet.
Yeah.
It might be. I think we hear from a lot of people that come in from the big cities that they're so used to like the garbage trucks and the sirens, and in some ways that becomes your sound machine. That the distraction. It distracts you from yourself. And those same folks, the first couple of nights, it's really hard to sleep because there's too much quiet, and then you fall into like there's a natural rhythm of something when you come out to the country, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's remarkable. It's been beautiful. Like the sleeping, in addition to everything else. Being beautiful.
Speaking of beautiful, our final question for you is the traditional one that we ask. Jason, you might actually know what this question is because you've listened to the podcast, but how have you experienced beauty today?
I did anticipate this question, but I didn't purposefully come up with an answer until you asked me. I am going to say that it was visiting the bees today with you and seeing them up close and seeing humans and bees in a state of calmness with each other, seeing how calm they were and just beautifully, diligently going about, their work of making delicious honey. I was in a suit. I was wondering if I would get stung, and I didn't. It was the opposite. Yes, I was not stung, I was charmed.
I love that. Beautiful.
A charm sting. Oh, yeah, I've gotten like a little emotional every day making dances in here, and it's like my heart rate going, and my breath. I can hear my breath, and then just like feeling everything else happening at the same time, like the sounds of the birds. They're making dances too, and the deer and the green and the rain, like the track that's on, the feeling of the floor on my foot and the uneven bumps of the redwood. That to me, all of it together, that makes that one moment. And then if I can be present for it in motion, that's like, that's what I love, and is the way I experience beauty like every day here. And usually I cry. It's really nice. I told Jason, I cried today.
The water's been flowing a lot this week.
Yes.
I love it. This was such a great chat.
Yeah.
Thank you both for joining us for this conversation.
We've really enjoyed having you here with us this week.
Yeah, it's been really wonderful.
That's been freaking awesome.
Stay in touch, please.
Yeah, stay in touch. Let us know how your art meets the world, and come back.
We will.
Oh my God, in a heartbeat.
Tyler actually told me that he's staying. So
Yeah. I'll be right. Yeah. I'm making a little nest right over there.
Let's just take a
We
video.
won't notice for a while.
When Tyler tells his mom that. Because I already threatened that when she dropped him off, and she was like, that is not happening.
She did get kind of serious, didn't she?
She really did. She kind of went mama bear on me, and I was like, girl, I'm joking. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Conversations from the Barn at Everwood Farmstead. Our theme music is provided by John Mark Nelson. Wishing you all good health.